Hey guys, Mr Fraser here from Neon Maths, Bright Maths, Bright Future. In this session we're going to look at expanding brackets. This is a really important skill in algebra and I need you to know exactly what to do. What is expanding brackets? Well, it's not drawing them wider and expanding them and drawing them wider and wider and wider. It's way more fun than that. So stay tuned to find out.
Fractions when they come up with the root sign down. Lethal weapon in your mind, like a gun without a sound. No shortcut, no mark scheme, quit your chattering. It's your discipline, lets you stay true to your regimen.
Okay, so let's have a look at an example. If I asked you to expand these brackets, all I'm actually asking you to do is multiply everything on the outside of the bracket by everything on the inside of the bracket. And what I often do is I draw little arrows. So I'm multiplying 5 with 2a to get 10a. I'm multiplying 5 by 3 to get 15. That's it. That's really as straightforward as it is. Right? Multiply everything outside the bracket by everything inside the bracket. Now, why do people find this difficult? Where do people go wrong? Well, usually mistakes are made when we need to either multiply positive and negative numbers together, or we're multiplying A's with A's and we're getting a little bit confused. So let's have a look at an example. This example covers both of those things I've just spoken about. Well, again, we're going to multiply 2a by 3a. 2a multiplied by 3a, 2 times 3 is 6, and a multiplied by a is a squared. And then we're going to multiply 2a by negative 4. What is 2a multiplied by negative 4? Well, a positive times negative is a negative. Check out the Negative Number Ninja song if you want to have a laugh. And 2a times 4 is 8a. So that's expanding brackets in its simplest terms. It does get a little bit harder. Let's see what happens when we expand double brackets. Right, so how do we go about expanding this? Well, it's very similar to the ones that we did in the last two examples. Effectively, all we need to do is multiply everything in this bracket by everything in this bracket. So we're multiplying 2 by x and 2 by 5 and x by x and x by 5. Okay, I want you to be a little bit methodical about how you go about this. I'm actually going to show you, well, 3 different ways of kind of remembering this. I want you to pick the way that you like the most and stick to it. The way that I learned at school and the way that I still do it is using a little acronym FOIL. All right, firsts, outers, inners, last. I'm going to multiply my first ones together. So x multiplied by x is x squared. My outers, x times 5 is 5x. My inners, 2 times x is 2x. And my lasts, 2 times 5 is 10. Then I need to simplify them. I can collect like terms. 5x and 2x are like terms, so I can simplify. Leaving with x squared plus 7x plus 10. Yep, that's it. Okay, we've multiplied everything by everything else. Another really popular way of doing this, and a way that I also really like, is by doing a little multiplication grid. Right, now in this multiplication grid, I'm going to multiply all of the numbers together. So I'm going to multiply x by x to get x squared, x by 2 to get 2x, x by 5 to get 5x, and 2 by 5 to get 10. Notice I've got exactly the same numbers I have here, so all I need to do now is simplify them. I can simplify these two, so I'm left again, well, we know the answer. Yeah? And then the only other thing that I'd like to point out is a little, well, I think this is kind of funny, but if I'm just thinking about multiplying everything by everything in here, I'm just going to draw lines in between them. Now, I'm sure some of you know who Stewie Griffin is from Family Guy. I think that if you multiply x by x and 2 by 5 and x by 5 and 2 by x, that looks a little bit like Stewie Griffin from Family Guy. Take it or leave it, I don't care. All I do care about is that you pick one of these methods. All you need to do is multiply everything in one bracket by everything in the other. Now it does get more complicated when we have to deal with negative numbers. So let's have a go at one of those questions together. Right, so let's have a look at this example over here. Something interesting is going to happen, which I want you to just log in your mind somewhere, because in the future this is going to come up, and if you remember this, it's going to make your life a little bit easier. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to expand those brackets. So let's do FOIL. First, x times x is x squared. Outers, x times -4 is -4x. Inners, +4 plus x is +4x. And lasts, well, a positive times a negative, remember the negative number ninja song? -16. Seriously, yeah, I haven't checked that out. Go and check that out. It's ridiculous. You'll have a good laugh. What happens now? Well, what do you notice? Well, I'm left with x squared. These are my like terms. I can simplify them. -4x plus 4x is 0. And that leaves me with -16. Okay, so when you expand these brackets, remember, use the grid method, use FOIL, use Stewie Griffin's face, use the claw. I don't care how you do it. Be careful with your negative signs and don't forget to simplify it if possible. This is actually called the difference of two squares. We've got a square number, we're finding the differences. When we factorize, remembering this makes life a lot easier. Now, I hope you found this lesson useful. When you can start doing these, they're a hell of a lot of fun. They really are. I know you don't believe me. I can see you shaking your head, but they are. Yeah, well, maybe I'm just crazy. But you do need to be able to do these. This is a key skill for your maths exams. So do practice them. First outers and lasts. I hope you've enjoyed this session. Please subscribe to my channel. This is Neon Maths.